should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell ya, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. No, oh, oh, oh. And I ain't never gonna stop. Come on. Listen to me. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never gonna stop.
the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare above Pershing in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Kramer and
Welcome to Hayes. The Hayes Larks looking for their 30th win of the season here tonight against the Gearing Pioneers, who come in 26-11. Hi and welcome. I'm Caden Sanders. Alongside me is Nick Helgett and Ace Newberger. It'll be Damian Ruiz in left field, Trent Baker in center, Bryson Evans in right field, Tyler LaRue at third, Cash Benavidez at shortstop, Luis Garcia at second, and a new first baseman is Garrett Gruhl. He used to play for the Larks last season at first base, but with switching schools, they wanted him to be in left field, but in dire need, the Larks going to switch Gruhl to first. And Brady Evans, behind the dish. The starting lineup offensively for the Larks, it'll be Trent Baker starting it off, then Bryson Evans, Damian Ruiz in third, Tyler LaRue at four spot. Then it'll be Garrett Gruhl, Peyton Ebbing at designated hitter tonight, Cash Benavidez at shortstop, Brady Evans behind the dish, and Luis Garcia. But the Larks going to send out Luke Terbeek to start it off tonight. It'll be James Lehman, first baseman, Cam Schneider at shortstop, Isaiah Gibbs in right field, Michael Asensio at third base, Brad Halleck, the designated hitter, Aiden Orr at sixth spot. And also the second baseman, Jake Wegner in left field, Hunter McCollum in center field, and Dale Fry coming in. Luke Terbeek having 4 wins on the year in 4 starts. Could possibly make it 5 out of 5. He's given up 20 hits, 6 runs, 4 errors, 3 walks, and already turning on the lights here. And 22 strikeouts and 2 hit by pitches. He has a 1.385 ERA. First pitch missing from Terbeek. First pitch thrown at 7:09 and 90 degrees with chances of thunderstorms here in Hayes. The 1-0 by Luke. This one in there and catching the black.
Luke Terbeek in his last outing going against the Denver Cougars. Pitched 6 innings, striking out 3 batters, walking 1, no hit by pitches, only allowing 1 earned run. Seeing if he can replicate that performance tonight.
That one fouled off by James Lehman out of Wofford College. And early on that swing. So the count 1-2 between Luke Terbeek and James Lehman. Pitch on the outside, excuse me. And missing from Terbeek. And that one called strike 3 for Luke Terbeek and make that his 23rd punch out. That one looking for Lehman. Might lose us here trying to fix our phones. Our feedback kind of coming across like a TV static.
As first pitch taken for strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Bring up Cam Schneider. Cam Schneider last night, one of the hot hitters, going 2 for 4. Double RBI, run scored. Struck out looking and 1 at bat as well. As that ball is taken on the outside part of the plate. And that one thrown on the outside. Count moves to 1-2. Larks and I wearing their blue jerseys with the white sleeves. And down goes Schneider looking for strike number 3. Back-to-back punch-outs.
And back-to-back watching the balls come in. And for Luke Terbeek, having his family in town for the first time ever in America. And this is a wild story from Terbeek, but I'll tell it later. But they didn't get into town until about 3, almost 4 in the morning, as they had a layover in Atlanta. But they switched their flight from Kansas City to Wichita. But Luke Terbeek getting a strike against Isaiah Gibbs out of William Woods, and that one just missing.
Isaiah Gibbs going 1 for 4 last night with an RBI single as he fouls this one off.
Luke already, well, a car got hit because you can hear the honk over our headset. I guess we have the time to look at it after the ground ball to Tyler LaRue, a stretch by Garrett Gruhl, and it's like nothing happened for Garrett as he returns back to first base. The Larks keep the Pioneers away from the base paths, and they go to the bottom of the first, 0-0. It'll be Trent Baker, Bryson Evans, and Damian Ruiz set to go here in the first. But watching outside, it's Keith Harper talking to none other than Luke Cherbeek's family. Shaking hands, didn't get a chance before pregame, but trying to do it now, meeting the family. First pitch, a swing and a miss on a high fastball to Trent Baker. Baker last night going 0 of 5, a ground ball, 2 flyouts, a ground ball, and another one to end his night. Fry kicks and fires, this one on the inside, and just missing.
His night last night was kind of an interesting one, going 0 for 6, but was still hitting the ball really well, just going right towards people.
The 1-1 from Fry. This one hit to the right of the shortstop and Schneider across the diamond. And that is close, but it's an out on Trent Baker.
Trent Baker making every play difficult with his speed. I mean, that one he almost outran, and I thought for sure it would have been an easy out, but he almost beat it.
Speaking of speed, there is a story with me, Damian, and also Trent that I'll try and tell later on tonight or maybe even next at bat. But coming in, it'll be Bryson Evans, a freshman out of Gateway Community College, or, well, transfer into the program, I should say. First pitch by Fry, this one on the outside and missing. But last night, Bryson hitting 9-hole, but tonight hitting a 2 as he went 2 of 4, 2 singles, a walk, a flyout, and a strikeout swinging. The 1-0 by Fry. This one a high fastball, and that's fouled off.
And an interesting lineup change with Bryson moving to 2 and then Cash dropping down to 7, because Cash had himself a good night last night, so it's kind of interesting to see them just flip the script on it for tonight's game.
The 1-1 from Fry. Kicks and fires. This one, a chopper just past the Larks dugout. Fry taking his time, getting the pitch. Kicks and fires. This one swing and fouled off and to the left.
And looking back at the Larks' night last night, team total stats going 15 for 36 and 15 hits and 36 at bats, batting .417, 3 home runs, 9 extra base hits, 3 stolen bases on 5 stolen base attempts, and only striking out 4 times.
That's a really good night right there. Well, and Garrett Gould just a triple shy. Speaking of Garrett, tell you a story later about that, having his triple that he needed in batting practice. As we poked fun, the 1-2, this one on the outside, a good try at pulling the ball back in by the catcher and Freeman.
And not to mention, I mean, they worked out really well last night, getting 9 walks and 1 hit by pitch as well on top of those already great stats.
Fry kicks and fires, a 2-2, swung on into right field, and coming in just a little bit is Gibbs. He'll raise his glove and catch it, and that'll be 2 outs for the Larks. So now comes in Damian Ruiz, a freshman from Houston Christian. Last night for Damian, a 3 of 4 night. He had 2 doubles, a single, an RBI, as well as 3 runs scored and 2 steals. Speaking of those steals, talking with Trent Baker, and Damien was like, how much farther am I in the steals category? And I said 12 or so, and I said, at this point, Trent, you have no shot at catching him. And everybody laughed in the area of the batting practice cage, and he's like, yeah, I know. He goes, that was when I was only 5 under. Now I'm 12. There's no way with only a week left, but we'll see. The 0-1 fouled off straight back into the right.
I mean, Damien Ruiz just filled up the stat sheet last night. He does this day in, day out as well with stolen bases, his RBIs, his runs scored.
And the funny thing is, he always has a smile on his face, always has a joke to tell. If there's one thing I'd say about Damien, he looks like a cinnamon roll, is a killer teddy bear. He'll kill you with his speed and his knowledge of the game, and also some power once in a while, trying to overdo it in batting practice. This one on the outside, on the river, trying to pull it in as Freeman, but not fooling the umpire tonight.
Calm winds right now as it's kind of going out towards right field. Nothing too crazy.
The 1-2 slapped in center field, and Damien Ruiz getting another hit on the night. Well, not tonight, but just in the season. Damien.
4th hit in the series already.
Speaking of, just 2 singles away from 30, and now coming in the 2nd all-time home runs leader in a season as a Lark, Tyler LaRue. Talking to him in batting practice, he said that he's not really going to try and hit home runs. He's just trying to be himself at this point, not trying to claim the record. And he said if he tries and hits home runs, he ain't going to get there.
That's a good way to approach it. I mean, you don't want to overdo it. I mean, we've seen it happen in the big leagues and other levels, especially last year, Aaron Judge, when he was trying to beat the MLB home run record.
Strike in there, but the throw not in time for Damien Ruiz.
Another stolen base for Ruiz, 3rd on the series already.
Tyler LaRue down on the count, 0-1. To Dale Fry. Put him up. That's why. My sheets were upside down. He was using the wrong sheet. The 0-1 from Dale Fry. He kicks, he fires. This one a chopper to the 3rd baseman, Asensio, across the diamond. That's going to be an error. Tyler LaRue rounding first. Scoring is Damien Ruiz. And that will be a reach on an error. RBI for Tyler LaRue. And another fan favorite as the Larks cheering him on before getting into the batter's box, and then when he got on to second.
Yeah, and Tyler LaRue just putting the ball in play, hard hit ball, tough one to make, but honestly, settles himself down and better throw. He gets him out every day, but now we got to change ball game. Larks going up 1-0, bringing up Garrett Gruhl to the dish.
Garrett Gruhl just a triple shy last night. Dale Fry checking second in LaRue. This one catching the black on the inside. Speaking of Garrett Gruhl, talking to him in batting practice today here in right field. He hit one down the line, and me and Keith Harper at the exact same time said that's where your triple was last night, in your back pocket. And he laughed and smiled and said, yep, that was my triple for last night. This one a ground ball to Asensio. Takes it off the high chopper, and that'll be it as the Larks do score here in the inning. So the Larks leading at 1-0 here in the bottom of the 1st. the fan favorite, Luke Terbeek, coming back on the mound. His family, first time ever in America, getting a great standing ovation from the fans here. Wasn't planning on that, but try and get you next time that Luke Terbeek on the mound. It's a very special moment, and I told you right away, turned to you and I said we should have got that.
Yeah, I mean, that was really cool having his family come out and everything and letting everyone know about it. I mean, this is a great opportunity for them to see what he's done here in America and how he's pitched and how he's improved his game. So it's a special moment for his family and for himself.
The 1-2 by Terbeek as the grill smoke coming across. And that's a take by Asensio that the fans didn't like. Wanted a strike, but just not enough. The 3-1 by Terbeek. This one right there for a strike.
And I wonder if they know how much he's improved from college ball to the Larks this summer, because he's generally made big strides this summer with the Larks.
3-2. This one fouled off by Asensio. I mean, yeah, speaking of, you being the scoreboard operator for Fort Hays, me being a broadcaster, I've seen Luke, always see him, has a big smile on his face. More to that. The 3-2, a swing, a drive into the right field power alley. Going to his left is Baker. Will he make it? It'll be a one-hopper off the warning track and the wall, but it'll be a standing double for Michael Asensio.
Yeah, and that ball kind of in a weird spot to make a play on, but hit deep into the power alley gap of right center field, and nothing much you can do about that between Trent Baker and Bryson Evans. Going
Going back to Luke Terbeek, got to get the stats. In the 4 starts that he's had, he has 4 wins. That is 100%. You can't get any better than that. So Luke having a really good summer for the Larks. The 0-0 on the inside, almost hitting Brad Halleck out of Northern College. I think that's supposed to be Northern Colorado. Yes, it is. Out of Northern Colorado.
And do we know Luke Terbeek's future plans as of next season for college ball by any chance?
No, I haven't talked to him. That one, another one off the wall. That will be scoring Michael Asensio. But trying to tag Halleck is going to be Cash Benavidez. But Michael Asensio scores. And we are tied here with the RBI double by Brad Halleck.
Yeah, and Brad Halleck last night going 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch coming around to score. He comes up big in this game to get the Pioneers back into this game.
But now coming in, it'll be Aiden Orr talking about him yesterday and finding out this about him. Didn't know this in the series before. Just graduating high school, going to Oakland University to go play with the Bears. Well, that one a check swing, but watching that one hit the turf here as the clouds covering the ballpark even more and kind of making it a little darker than normal.
Yeah, it's a darker, gloomy setting tonight. We'll have to see if this changes any outcome of the game.
The rain was supposed to be coming around this time, so have to watch. I know the Weather Channel isn't the best, but also when you have sports outside, you have to be watching that. As checking in second is Luke Terbeek. The throw, this one, a swing, a drive into center field, and runners will be at the corners. So Brad Halleck stops at third. Aiden Orr at first with a single of his own.
Yeah, the Pioneers doing a lot better job tonight getting on base. We saw last night in 34 at-bats getting 8 hits. They had 235 average, no home runs. They had 1 extra base hit. They already have 2 extra base hits in this inning alone. And the biggest red flag of last night's game for the Pioneers was striking out 12 times. And we're seeing they're making a good adjustment here in the second inning.
Well, they've only struck out twice tonight so far, and they've both been looking, but here comes Keith Harper going to talk to his catcher in Brady Evans and even Luke Terbeek trying to figure out how to attack the Pioneers offense that have gotten 2 back-to-back doubles and then a single as well off of the bat of Aiden Orr. Aiden Orr, speaking of, when I was working on my notes that I don't have pulled up, but he's hitting over 300, and he's not even an at-bat into college yet.
Wow. That reminds me of Dylan Dreiling last year for the Hayes Larks.
I mean, just going out there and just balling is what Aiden Orr is doing. He's basically, if they were in the RMBL this season, he'd be the freshman of the year. Basically, Dylan Dreiling, which would be kind of cool. The 0-0 on the outside of the strike zone, catching the black on the loopy slider there.
Yeah, and Jake Wegner last night going 0 for 3 with a walk, struck out twice. Has a pickoff, moved to first base, unsuccessful.
Tariq Cummings said, kicks and fires, no runner going in the high fastball, missing a little too high, but if the runner was going, that sets up Brady Evans really well. The 1-1 by Terbeek. Runner goes, a swing and a miss, throw to second as the bounce just to the left, and if it was to the right, a tag could have been applied
And
by.
the call has, let's say, umpire called possible interference on there.
So interference on the batter, and so the batter and Jake Wegner gonna be the first out.
Now, how does that go down the rule book? Is that a punch out, or was that just a?
Good question. I'm just gonna say batter INF, and we will
Scott.
see that tomorrow in the stat line. He will be 0 of 1 going forward as of right now, but that's what I would list him as. But now coming in, it's Hunter McCollum out of Western Nebraska Community College out in Scottsbluff and Gearing in the pretty much same city almost. And if anyone watching from the Gearing Scottsbluff area would probably not agree with me, but I mean, they are separated by maybe not even a couple miles. But Scottsbluff right near Gearing, a swing and a miss by McCollum. And now 0-2 for Luke Terbeek against McCollum, who went 0 of 3 last night and 2 punch-out swinging by the pitching staff last night. Luke kicks and fires. This one a fly ball. Is Garrett Grohl going to be able to chase it? No, because it's out of the field. And the celebrity ticket sellers tonight is Dane Pengelly, Preston Tabor, and Tyler Schott.
Looking back on last night's loss to the Pioneers, 6 strikeouts between the 7-hitter and the 9-hitter. That bottom part of the order needs to step up tonight.
That pitch on the outside, and for the Larks, every so often, I mean, especially the 0-2 count, you can afford a couple pitch outs.
Yeah, especially with the runner on first. I mean, if you throw a fastball on the outside part of the play, you got a higher chance of throwing him out at second base. Let's pick off move to Gruel. Not used to saying that. Gruel at first for the season.
Yeah, I know. When you go to a new college, especially going from a community college to a D1, they want Gruel to go into the outfield, especially in left, and well, that's where most of his time has been. But with Sicoli not with the team at the moment, he'll be back for the NBC, and that's a strikeout swinging because it was an attempt at some sort. But that's 25 punch-outs for Terbeek. Nevertheless, I don't know if it's a backwards or a forwards K. How would you describe that one?
He got caught looking at that slider.
Okay.
The umpire really didn't even know it was strike 3. He kind of just strike, and then they all realized it was strike 3.
All right, so all 3 punch-outs for Terbeek tonight have all been looking. This one a swing and foul by the 9-hole hitter in number 29. And trying to figure out, I put the wrong number. but apparently, oh, you took a picture of my swing and a miss for Terbeek, and now the count 0-2 in favor.
So it looks like his number is 18, but unfortunately, I don't think we have any information
Well,
on him.
we will try and figure that out here in this half break. The 0-2 on the outside on that loopy slider by Terbeek. It's a great pitch, though. It's great off-speed change, got a lot of movement, and it's not like Jet Lotus's slider where it's all of a sudden it breaks really hard. You kind of have to watch it and follow it through. This one on the outside, and everyone thought it was a strike and would have ended the inning, but instead the umpire calls it back. So now the count 2-2 with 2 outs and even 2 on. You knew it was coming.
I was waiting.
You were waiting. I delivered. The 2-2 by Terbeek. Slider, and that one down the middle, but fouled off in front of the Pioneers player that's at first.
See the batter out on his front foot trying to protect there. Not against a Luke Terbeek slider. That is not how you want to protect there.
Terbeek coming set. He fires this one, and that one bounced into the turf. And now the count moves to 3-2 between him and trying to figure it out of the new player here. Runner goes. This one, a fly ball into shallow right field. Who's going to get it? It's going to be King Louie. He'll grab the ball, and the Larks get out of it as they allow one. We are tied once again at 1-1 here at Larks Park on this Saturday evening. It'll be Peyton Ebbing, a.k.a. Big Pop. I flipped it around this time. But Peyton Ebbing, a freshman from Tennessee, gets a strike from Dale Fry out of Scottsdale Community College.
Peyton Emmings last night going 0 for 2 with 3 walks.
The 0-1 from Fry. This one just a little short. Peyton last night was at, behind the dish, 0 of 2, 3 walks. Sorry, missed one. 3 walks, got on, never saw the home plate after getting on the base paths. But a call time by Peyton Ebbing, but the throw already near home plate. The 1-1, and that one on the outside. Peyton Ebbing almost falling down just watching it. But that one touching the black just a little bit.
Yeah, Peyton Evans needs to get his balance straight right now. When you catch a batter leaning, it means he's not set in stone. He's not comfortable. He's jittery.
Sprinkles coming down. The 1-2. This one a pop fly behind the second baseman and Orr, and he'll find some grass. The first time in 2 games, Peyton Ebbing getting on, and Peyton delivering here so far.
Yeah, and though he didn't get a base hit last night, I mean, getting on 3 times with a walk and then starting the night off with a single, great start to a series, especially when one where it's going to be a battle.
But now here comes Cash Benavidez, a freshman from Houston Christian. Last night, 2 of 3 hit by pitch, a single or a double with 2 runs scored and an RBI. He also walked and got on third, but left on the bases with Tyler LaRue's ground out in the bottom of the 7th. But first pitch in there from Dale Fry, and that one missing. So leading in the count is going to be Benavidez, the 8th Street Liquor beverage batter. And that one, a slider in there for Fry.
And, you know, looking more at last night's stats, my big thinking for putting Cash down in the order, even though he had a great night, is that they want more production out of their 7 through 9 hitters. And since Cash, you know, as hot as he is, he can bat really anywhere in the line if he kind of slots in anywhere you need him to. It works throwing him down there.
And that one in the strike zone, even though Cash threw the hands up trying to not get hit. The 1-2, throw over to first to check on Big Papa, but no tag applied by Lehman. And talking to Carson Trail, the voice of the Pioneers this season, he said a couple of guys not really in order. Lehman was in outfield this time, and tonight is at first. He thought that this was a joke, but had to go back there, and for sure Lehman was going to be the first baseman tonight. But, excuse me, but a foul off by Cash Benavidez, and the count still staying at 1-2, no outs, and Peyton Ebbing still at first. Fry kicks and fires, this one on the outside, and now the count 2-2. Cash looking for his 15th or 16th hit of the season. This on the outside, and now the count 3-2. Also about Cash, he's looking for his 8th walk. Either or will happen here.
With the go-ahead run on first, be interested if he goes opposite field, swing on this.
A ground ball and double play possible. 4-6, and they say it was a double play, but a stretch by Lehman that was iffy and questionable makes the call anyway. So a ground ball by Cash Benavidez takes away 2 runners. But now coming in, it'll be Brady Evans.
Brady Evans not making an appearance in last night's game as Sicoli was in the lineup and Evans was DHing and Ebbing was behind the dish catching. That ball taken high.
Brady coming into today's match. Over 400, almost. Oh, that's slugging. Whoops.
Oh, no.
277, or .277 on the year. He's looking for 19 and 20. Possibly could get it tonight, especially in the bottom of the lineup. And like you said, needing production here. The 2-0, a swing, a drive into left field, and that one is gone. We head to San Francisco.
And a shot there by Brady Evans.
What's funny is a fan said, "It's time to go, Brady." Here's it, and it's gone.
Did not miss any of that ball.
Brady Evans, his third home run of the season. And a great night. He's ready for the pony. Throws the helmet. And ride it he will. So now coming in, it'll be King Louie, and it's kind of hard to come up after that.
Yeah, and King Louie not really a power guy, but, you know, if he can do his job here, that's just as big as a home run. See it on base like he always does.
But also bringing up the top of the order with him being 9-hole, getting back to that top of the order, even though they're 0-1 tonight. It'd be good to get that top of the order going back once again. I mean, 2 through almost, well, Peyton killed it in walks yesterday, so 1 through 7 did really well last night. Well, 2 through 7.
Yeah, those guys did awesome. My highlighted players for last night's game were Garrett Gruhl, Tyler LaRue, and Damian Reeves. Those 3 guys, which I feel like we've been talking about them all season, but they just performed outstanding, filling up stat categories and everything you could think of. I mean, 5 RBI night for Gruhl, 4 RBI night for LaRue, and then Ruiz coming around and scored 3 times on top of that.
The 2-1 from Fry. He kicks and fires. This one a swing, a drive into left field. Does it have enough twist in the ball? No, it does not. And Schneider catches the fly ball. But the Larks do score 1 with Brady Evans' 3rd home run of the season. The Larks leading at 2-1 after 2 innings. It'll be Luke Turby going for the 3rd inning tonight. It'll be the top of the order, James Lehman, Cam Schneider, and also Isaiah Gibbs set to go. This order went 1, 2, 3, and at the top of the 1st. We'll see what happens here. This one, a foul ball. That one hitting the pole. We have hit the pole twice, that same pole, in less than a week.
And the ball rolls down the little hut over there on the left side of the ballpark, right over the wood.
And that ball missing on the inside and maybe just a little bit low from Turbeek. But Turbeek so far, even though going through the first 3 of the 2nd inning, 4, 5, and 6, he really has had a nice night tonight.
Yeah, good start to the game. I mean, middle of the order, we saw it last night. Got a little messy through the middle of the order, but I mean, tonight we'll see if we can do the second time through.
And that one, a strike called for Luke Terbeek. And that one on the outside. So now the count 3-2 by Terbeek. This one a swing and a miss for Luke Terbeek. And make that his 26th punch out of the season.
And James Lehman going down on strikes for the third time in the series. Back-to-back at-bats as well, as it brings up Cam Schneider to the dish. He had a hot night last night. Going down strikes in his first at-bat, looking. Luchebek to pitch. Taking outside of the ball. Luchebek on the year, I mean, he's been doing really well using his slider more. I mean, he knows it's a deadly pitch. He's been really working on just making that his first pitch go-to. And we're seeing it tonight as that's a ground ball up the middle to Cash Benavidez on to first. Gets him for out number 2. As Caden Center's back under the headset, see what he's got to say.
I got nothing to say other than you did really good. Seems like you might be taking my job next summer.
You're wearing off on me a bit.
A little bit, I would say so. But a ground ball to Cash Benavidez in time to Garrett Grohl. And it seems like Garrett Grohl, because we were talking about it in batting practice, that we got to get him warmed up and hit pretty much all the balls to Garrett just to make sure that he is ready and warm for tonight. Another ground ball to Cash Benavidez, but just a little bit harder than the last one. And Isaiah Gibbs getting a single. And now coming in, it'll be Michael Asensio, who started the second inning and got a double and scored on the RBI by Brad Halleck.
Well, they slowed down Asensio last night, going 0 for 4, struck out 3 times, and tonight, in his first at-bat, getting that double, huge confidence boost going into this game. See what he can do here as the tying run moves to first base.
Some umbrellas out here tonight, and I guess the sprinkles have come, but every time it's rained, it's been always towards the field, so don't have to close the windows, I guess. But the 0-1 or 0-0 fouled off by Michael Asensio.
There's some interesting techniques for staying out of the rain as pickoff move to first, gets back in time. We have a Dylan's grocery bag over someone's head right now to protect them from the rain.
Wonder where, but
Right,
right in
right
front.
over you.
Still don't see it, but a strike called nevertheless. The 0-2 for Terbeek is Michael Asensio in there, a fly ball, right field, going back, and to his left is Bryson Evans, and he'll make the grab. That'll be it for the Pioneers here in the third inning. The Larks still have the lead in 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the third next here on the Larks YouTube channel. we head to the bottom of the third. In the top of the order, Trent Baker, Bryson Evans, and Damian Ruiz set to go. Trent Baker stepping in with a ground ball to the shortstop in Schneider. He'll face Fry for the second time. This one on the outside and missing. Trent Baker, one of the best in batting averages this season and even in the RMBL. The only other player or two, or a couple, now that I'm looking at it, but I saw him in one of the best in batting averages. Trent Baker sitting at 388 on the year. And when you're playing, let's say 40 games, just to round it up. 40 games, that's a lot. And I mean, having over 300, you're having a good season, but almost 400 in 40 games.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even get over 300 in baseball. So the fact that he can do 400 shows how good he is as just a freshman alone, and what his potential is for years to come.
That one catching the black in the river. And a strike called by the home plate umpire. So now Trent Baker down 2-2 against Dale Fry. Fry on the right side of the mound. A swing, a drive. This one to a ground ball to Schneider. A jumping throw, and that's in time to Lehman.
And we see it again. Trent Baker putting the ball in play, but this time right back to the shortstop like he did in his first at bat. And just speed, not quite fast enough to beat him out.
But now it'll be Bryson Evans, a 0-1 tonight. Bryson on the season, a 260 batting average. A bunt attempt that we tried in the pregame, and that one popped up and caught by the catcher in Freeman.
Yeah, unfortunate right there. Bunt out straight up to the catcher. As we see it back at the first inning, same thing happened. Baker goes down, Evans goes down, and now it's Damian Ruiz who came around to score in his first at bat.
He did get a single, and now Damian Ruiz, speaking of the top batting average in the RMBL, Damian Ruiz is also in the category at 371. But a first pitch missing by Dale Fry as he waits for the pitch from Freeman. He agrees, kicks and fires. That one catching the black.
And a stat that stands out to me for Damian Ruiz is his on-base percentage at 509. 27 walks on the year. I mean, he's getting on base in almost 50% of his at-bats. I mean, that's incredible.
Well, he is getting on base 50% of the time, almost 51. But that's a stat that you normally don't look at. But for the Larks, that is.
In this game, you got to be looking at on base. I think Frank's actually adapted to that a lot.
But, I mean, it's kind of like Moneyball. Who gets on base? And Damian really does. The 1-2, 2 outs from Fry as Ruiz is waiting. Swing and a foul ball. It smells like rain.
It does. It does indeed.
As a lot of people still having their umbrellas out, more than we saw last time we commented. But it's not like it's coming down hard or anything. It's just spitting outside, and kind of a nice night. The 1-2, this one on the inside and missing. Fry wanted it. Same with the infield, but nothing is guaranteed. When you think it's a strike, it might be a ball as well. So now we do the 1-2, or the 2-2, 2 outs and Damian Ruiz. This one on the inside, and it gets away from Freeman. I don't know what happened, but that had a bad kick to it.
Yeah, it looks like he missed and just went off his back foot as it rolls into the Larks dugout.
Now the count 3-2 with 2 outs. Fry coming set, taking a pause, and he kicks and fires. A swing, a drive into center field. McCollum going to his left, but he'll make the grab in center field. That'll be it for the Larks, but still leading 2-1. Here to the top of the fourth we go, here on the Larks Network. It'll be Luke Terbeek for another inning. He'll go up against Brad Halleck, Aiden Orr, and Jake Wegner. The 5, 6, and 7 of the Pioneers who wear their black jerseys with blue numbers and white on the outside of the numbers. The Larks wearing their blue road uniforms.
Pioneers have some nice jerseys, honestly. Very unique. Different color format.
I do agree with you, but the problem, I would say with last night's uniforms, especially, I could not read the numbers.
Yeah, that was a problem.
The blue and orange kind of, well, blue and kind of red-orange color kind of threw me off trying to read numbers. But, I mean, I did like the jersey no matter what. I mean, maybe throw white on there instead and throw orange or red on the outside of the number. A ground ball to King Louie, takes the slide. He'll throw it over to Gruel, and the Larks fans liking that one and get the out on Brad Halleck.
And that ball had a bit of speed on it, as when Garcia went to field, the ball just took his glove with him as he just kind of lets it take him and goes into a slide and throws it on to first.
But now coming in, it'll be Aiden Orr, who got a single last time out in the top of the second, and he was left on first because of a batter interference. This is another single into center field, and Trent Baker coming in to get this one.
And showing why he's a standout player. I mean, it hasn't touched college ball yet, and he's already performing the way he is.
I mean, that's why he's going to Oakland University, but I am surprised. Nothing against Nebraska, Kansas State, Wichita State, or KU. But where was the recruitment on Aiden Orr?
It's a great question.
I know University of Nebraska Kearney doesn't have a team. UNO has a team, getting him, or Shadron State. I know that those are D1, D2s, but going out to Oakland is something different, though. First pitch by Terbeek on the inside and missing.
And you wonder if he doesn't have any sort of contacts through that university or knows anyone in that area, because Dylan Driley, he got a couple references from Tennessee that could got him a spot, and I mean the way he performed in the summer ball and high school ball also had a big impact on that.
That one on the inside, moving the hands, is going to be Jake Wegner, and now the count 2-0. Larks have the entire week left of regular season. They have Gearing for the next two, have the Game Day Angels right after this series on Monday and Tuesday night. Hope you can join us as well as Friday, Saturday, Sunday going up against the North Platte Plainsmen. Throw to first, not in time to catch Aiden Orr. No tag applied by Garrett Gruhl, but on a couple of them, might as well swing that arm with the glove, especially with Gruhl having it on that right or left hand, excuse me. As this one, a fly ball into center field. Baker going into his left and in, and he'll make the grab. And that will be it as Jake Wagner, a fly ball victim to Baker. And now coming in will be Hunter McCollum, who watched Luke Terbeek's 25th punch out of the season.
Head coach Brandon Nelson having a lot of confidence in his young players to not bunt over Aiden Rohr at all in those prior at-bats. His first pitch aimed for a ball. I mean, when we were down by one, sometimes you got to make a sacrifice, move a runner in a scoring position. And clearly he's confident in his guys not to throw a bunt out there and just see what they can do with the bat.
A throw over to first, not in time, once again by Luke Terbeek. But we talked about Luke last time out. You know, he watches those batters ever so closely. Or not batters, but base runners. This one, a swing and a drive into right field. Going to his left is going to be Bryson Evans. He makes the grab in front of the next text sign. Right down the line. And Bryson Evans catching that one. The Larks still leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Tyler LaRue coming up to the dish. And Tyler, speaking of his records, another one, his average, batting .429 on the season coming into the game.
Man.
Yeah. First pitch on the outside called for Fry, who stands in there once again. But a pitcher warmed up in the Pioneers pen as he comes in. I don't know if that's just a practice pen or if he's actually going to come into the game. I know that sometimes summer league teams like to do that, where if you're not going to pitch, maybe last night or tonight, you're going to have a warm-up bullpen tonight and possibly throw tomorrow.
Well, all pitchers, they're all on a schedule base for how many balls they need to throw every day to keep their arms intact, keep them healthy, and keep them fluid. And every one of those guys, I'm sure today, has thrown or played a certain amount of catch, certain amount of long ball, which a lot of people don't realize. It's a big project getting all your pitchers and focus on each one of them and get them on a routine.
The 1-2 from Fry against Tyler LaRue. Kicks and fires, a swing and a miss for LaRue.
Goes down, swinging on the slider outside part of the plate, as that brings Garrett Gruhl up to bat. And Gruhl, with his hot game last night, he grounded out his first at-bat third baseman. Let's see what he can do as Larks with a 2-1 lead. Get some insurance runs here and see if they can run away with this game like they did last night.
I don't know why you just don't take my job at this point. You're stepping in for me, I guess.
I wish I had more information like you did.
This one on the inside and missing Garrett Gruhl. A little chin music for Gruhl, though.
Yeah, woke him up probably.
Kind of a little bit of, you know those action movies where someone gets shot at and it's like slow motion kind of getting out the way.
Yeah, like bullets just coming right by you.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those moments. Trying to be lighthearted, kind of ease up the night so far, but the pitch missing again from Fry, and now the count 2-0. This one on the outside, but catches the black anyway, and that one now makes it 2-1.
Yeah, good framework there by the catcher. I'd say, did we ever find out who's catching tonight? I mean, that's 18.
It's Freeman. I forgot to talk to Carson Trail on the other side of the dugout, or not dugout, but press box, so have to go talk to him in a little bit. The 2-1 fouled off, and that'll make it 2-2 as it's out of play. Fry coming set as he agrees with, I think, Freeman. The 2-2, this one fouled off and into the parking lot. We are 1 of 1, but now we are 1 of 2 on hit cars tonight.
You know, you ought to learn after game 1 of the year not to park close to the Larks Park.
You know, the funny thing is that most of the Larks park the closest to Larks Park.
I mean, they're kind of in a safer spot, I would say.
This one, a pop fly. Who's going to get it? Lehman coming in, and he'll make the grab for out number 2 by flyout on Garrett Gruhl.
Tonight's designated hitter, number 5.
Yeah, trying to fight off the ball. There were 2 strikes and just couldn't fight it out of play, as that brings Peyton Ebbings to the batter's box.
Yeah, Peyton Ebbing a single and got on the base pretty well in the last 2 games. 3 walks and a single tonight. Fry collects himself, he fires, and that one just missing to Big Papa.
And, you know, the thing about catching is you're not always going to be the best hitter. It's a tough position already to try to do defensively. And when you get in the batter's box, your body's just drained. So it's very hard to be a consistent hitter. But what you can do is do what Peyton Ebbings does, and that is get on base. His on-base percentage at .404 on the year. And even his average still solid at .289. He's just doing a solid job at just doing what he can with the circumstances he is in.
You mentioned catching. He's the DH tonight, but we will see Peyton behind the dish probably tomorrow as the Larks try and switch off their catchers as much as they can. The 2-0, and this one on the inside, but catching the black. Peyton Ebbing thought it was a ball, and we've seen a couple of those where it's the 3-0 and you open up the strike zone just to try and be a little bit competitive.
Yeah, especially on that pitch. I mean, that kind of borderline, but either way, a 50-50 call and a 3-0 count is going to be given to the pitcher.
And that one in the strike zone, catching the black and maybe at the knees. Peyton Ebbing really leaning on that one. He really likes to watch that ball come through, and don't, nothing against it, but now has to fire and kind of protect and kind of, really watch that ball come through and swing it really anything that he thinks that's going to come close.
He needs to do the John Sicoli strat, and that's just so great and knowing when borderline pitches are going to be called a ball.
That is, I would agree with you on that. The dark clouds rolling into the outfield and kind of darker clouds, if you will. The 3-2 by Fry. This one on the outside, and Peyton Ebbing thought it was a walk, but instead gets called out. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Larks here in the bottom of the fourth, but still leading 2-1 as we head to the top of the fifth here on the Larks YouTube channel. Luke Terpekin, fan favorite, going to be back on the mound for possibly 5 whole innings and maybe picking up another victory on the stats here tonight. He's a perfect 4 of 4 when he starts in getting wins, and, well, tonight's not anything different as of right now.
Yeah, but we got a different type of game. I mean, it's a close one, pitcher's battle, 2-1 game.
Hold on, girl, now wait just a minute. I've got something to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell ya, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no.
As Luke Terpekin fastball down the middle, swung on a miss.
You're good, Nick. If you want to take it, just take my job while you're at it. Gosh. That's all right, though. Got to train you. This one kicks pretty bad for Brady Evans, but count 1-1 between James Lehman and Luke Terpekin. If you're just now joining us, Luke Terpekin's family from the Netherlands came in overnight. Didn't get back into Hayes, until about almost 4 o'clock. And Luke said that he didn't go to bed until about 4:30 and also getting the start today. So it tells you about Luke and being a family guy, but also the competitor, wanting to get some sleep, but also really didn't get a whole lot of sleep.
Yeah, having a strong mentality. I mean, knowing he's got responsibilities to do on the mound today, and going to go out there and see if he can fight for a win for these Larks.
Speaking of a win, going to 30 on the year. It's not unusual or uncommon for the Larks to get to 30, but with more than a week left, there's a lot more baseball to go, and then postseason even.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about records this series already, and I mean, there's a lot more opportunities for new records that come along the way as well.
Like 25 wins at home. This one fouled off. At least right now, the Larks are 20-2. They can get to 25 easily. They have 2 more, and then 2, 4, and then 3, so 7. So if they win every game, they would get to 27 is the max that they could get. But, I mean, 20, and he's walking off. So is this a punch out? No, it is not. So the count moves full for Turbeek.
Bit of a miscommunication out there.
But at least you could get to 27 wins if you win out. You also could get to 35 wins overall. Let's see. You could get to 8 wins in a row after claiming 14, well, more than 14, I believe. 18, I think it was. But it was a stretch of at least 2 to 3 weeks. And that one, a strike 3 call. Didn't like it, is going to be James Lehman, but could have gotten rung up last time, gets ringed up this time.
Yeah, it might have been a makeup call there, but, I mean, he's not going to be happy about that. Going down strikes 3 times now, twice looking. I mean, not going to be happy about that as Cam Schneider steps up to the batter's box here with 2 away.
That's 28 punch-outs on the year. Turbeek just shy of 30. Probably won't get there in this inning just because 2 outs. And if you're going to get a punch-out, it counts as an out. But nevertheless, Luke could finish with 29 tonight. He started with 22, and getting 7 is realistic. He just needs 1 more, and the count evens out at 1 apiece between him and Cam Schneider out of Fresno State. Turbeek kicks and fires, and that one just off to the side.
He's done a great job settling down since that 2nd inning, as going back to the line for the 3rd time. We'll have to see if the middle of the order does any damage like they did their first time around.
A swing and a miss for Turbeek on the fastball. It looked like Schneider was just under it, just a little bit, but nevertheless, Luke Turbeek looking for 27 punch-outs on the season with his family watching. First time to the United States, literally less than 24 hours ago. Make that another punch-out for Luke Turbeek, as that's 29 on the season. Make it another spin for Turbeek, slapping the glove, and he owns this game in Larks Park. As we It will be Cash Benavides, Brady Evans, and Luis Garcia. 7-8-9 all due up for the Larks. They already have the lead so far, but could possibly add more to it.
And with the bottom part of the order coming up, Brady Evans batting two in this inning. He had a big home run that put the Larks on top back in the second inning.
That pitch in there from Fry, so a pitcher's duel so far. As Fry waiting for the pitch, and this one on the outside and missing from Fry. The wind changed. The wind blowing from right field to left field, and I just now noticed that, so I don't know if some severe weather in the area, but I know south of us, at least just looking at it, looks threatening. And this one, a fly out. Who's going to catch it? It's going to be out of play, and, well, it's going to be the kids' ball now.
Yeah, we saw a third baseman. It'd be, looks like I messed up his name, but third baseman on there, faking out anybody that wasn't paying attention as he just kind of stood there and acted like he was catching it, but not even close to him, out of play.
Missed a Weather Channel notification 3 minutes ago. Severe weather in the area until 8:45. That one on the out or inside and catching the black, and that's going to be a punch out for Cash Benavides, the beverage batter tonight.
Yeah, and a great off speed. Looks like a slider there. That comes in tight on the hands and drops back in to the zone for strike three. Great approach there at the 1-2 count as Brady Evans comes up to the batter's box. Big swing in his last at bat.
Speaking of, I heard that fan telling Brady to come on and swing another. So we'll see if this works again, just like it did last time. The first pitch missing on the outside to Brady, who tries and puts a bunt down, which is interesting for Brady.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't have any words for that.
Especially on a catching night. I think your knees would want to give out. Mine would, at least. And that one on the top side of the strikeout, and so now the count 2-1.
You know, Brady having great bat speed, and it's one of his downfalls. Having great bat speed means you do swing and miss a lot, and we've kind of seen that through the season. But he's definitely, when he makes contact with the ball like we saw earlier, that ball goes far.
So now the count 3-0 between Dale Fry and Brady Evans. Speaking of Brady, me and him were playing in the clubhouse today, Clash Royale, taking it to Cam Walton and also Dane Pengelly. It was a good time. Good time. And that one missing for Fry, and that'll be a walk for Brady Evans. And on the season for Brady, that will be his 17th walk. Not only do these catchers for the Larks, you know, are great defensively, but they have really good eyes. As both of them, you know, when they can, they try and walk if it's not in the strike zone and have to, you know, protect.
Well, you know, it's good. When you're a catcher, you have an idea of what's coming, you have a better view, and you see how pitches come across the plate.
Runner goes, and Cam Walton, he gets the steal on the high throw while his family is in town.
And we saw him swipe a bag last night as well when he pinch ran for Peyton Evans. So number 2 stolen base on the series. Getting Lily popping out to the shortstop in his last at bat.
But now Cam Walton at second, a runner in scoring position with a hit in, you know, the outfield especially, but down the line, especially with the third and first baseman in. That one on the river. A good frame by the catcher and Freeman. King Louis this season has 13 RBIs, could make it 14 with Cam Walton, his speed at second. The 1-1 from Fry as he checks out Walton at second. Pitch on the inside, but it catches the black, and King Louis looked straight at the umpire and said, no, that wasn't. I could see his face, not even just shaking, but see his lips moving and not having 20/20 vision. You could tell that's what King Louis said, but that one fouled off and out of play, and now the count 1-2, and possibly could have been 2-1, but now the script is flipped, and King Louis needing to protect here now.
Yeah, and some things we don't realize is those, miss, strike, and ball calls really do affect the game big time. It changes your approach, as it could have been 2-1, now it's 1-2. Changes your approach as a batter.
This one a ground ball. Cam going to third. Schneider a throw, and this one's wild. And that one is going to be scoring Cam. And now going to first as Lehman tries and outruns King Louis, and that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, that is a nice insurance run there as Cam Walton comes around to score. King Louis won't be credited the RBI as there's an E6 as he hobbles his way over to second base on the air. Bringing us to the top of the order, Trent Baker. Let's see if he can finally find a hole, as he's just getting some bad luck in this series.
Like you said, Trent Baker, 0 of 2 tonight, but also 0 of 5 last night. So 0 of 7 in 2 games. He is really due.
He is. I mean, it's not like his at-bats have been weak contact. It's been solid contact, right to players, and it's unfortunate. I mean, you saw last night with his line-out double play happen, I believe, twice. I mean, unfortunate events. See if he can find a hole.
Throw to second, not in time, but King Louis taking his time to get up. But pops up when he did.
Interesting, sliding back with your feet first. I normally see him go head first, but going feet first. And I've noticed that's been a common trend with some of these Larks players this season.
I know that I talked to Trent Baker earlier, and I said, the bunt play was on yesterday. Where was it? Joking with him, but he said the third baseman, Asensio, was really playing the line. Well, not the line, but playing, third and second, the running lane. And so he said that the bunt was not on, but I said, where's it going to be tonight? He said, we'll see. So if he needs it desperately, or needs a hit, or wants to get on, or push the runner up in King Louis, might see a bunt here.
Well, we know if he gets on, he's got a great chance of scoring. He's got an OPS over 1,000. And if you don't know much about OPS, it's how many times you get on base and come around to score. And if you have 1,000 OPS, that's an MVP-type season from a big leaguer's stats.
So the count 2-2 with King Louis at second, Trent Baker at the dish. And this one into left field. King Louis is going to round third. It's going to be off the first care sign. It's going to be an RBI for Trent Baker. And who needed it really most?
And he finally finds a hole, coming up big, adding on to this lead as Larks go up 3 here in the bottom of the 5th.
That'll be Trent Baker's 7th double and also his 50th. Or no, sorry, wrong stat. 36th RBI of the season.
Wow, for a leadoff hitter, that's really good.
Especially when you have to rely on the bottom of the order to make it on for you to hit. But now coming in, it'll be the coach of the Pioneers, and it'll be happy trails to Dale Fry. We'll take a quick break here on the Larks YouTube channel. All right, it'll be Bryson Evans set to go after the RBI double and stand-up double at that for Trent Baker. And Nick, I'm not trying to push you along. I think you got it. Give us the stats on Dale Fry.
Yeah, Dale Fry, honestly not as bad as a night as the score says. Going 4 in the third innings, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hit by pitches, only allowed 2 earned runs. And to be honest with you, it's more like a 1 earned run, as my stat sheet was a little messed up. But most of the runs coming home to score on errors. The only real run that came home was Brady Evans' solo blast, and that was off of 4 hits.
The pitch by Reese Francis out of Oakland University. Getting now to start first with Bryson Evans. And sorry, I thought that was your mic. The 1-1 out, and really coming in here to shut it down, really not trying to give the Larks more than they already have.
Yeah, and I mean, it was kind of interesting going to the bullpen right away. I mean, going to the order third time, maybe they want to change it up. But I mean, he wasn't doing too bad, Dale Fry, so we'll have to see how Reese Francis does in this outing.
This on the outside and missing for Francis. Bryson coming into today's game, an average of 260 on the year. Pitch on the outside, and that'll be a walk for Bryson Evans. And, well, for Bryson, that is his 18th walk.
As that moves runners on first and second, here with 1 out, Damian Reeds, the number 3 hitter, already got on base and got a stolen base tonight in his first at bat, back in the first inning, coming around to score the first run of the game. As Reese Francis dials in for the pitch. Ball taken on the outside.
You know what? Just take your inning. Just take your inning.
I swept it over.
Yep, you take over. Take over.
All right. Runners going. Throw down the third. Slides and save the ball. Bounces away. And it's a 2 stolen bases and 1 attempt right there. It's Trent Baker. Swipes third. Bryson Evans swiping second. As that now puts 2 runners in scoring position here with 1 out.
Yeah, that was a great steal option for Andy Luton. I talked to the guys after the game. Apparently, Garrett Grohl's steal to third, that was all Garrett. So,
you know, I thought that, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought that. I was like, I don't know why they would send him on that.
But either way, with the speed of both of them, I mean, even if you got an out at third, Bryson Evans is still a threat with his speed as well.
Right. I mean, that. Either way, you still got runners in a scoring position with 2 outs, 1 out. As 2-1 count, Francis fires in, and ball taken on the inner part of the plate. Haven't really seen much off-speed, kind of fastball we've seen from Reese. And, you know, pitching to 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters just kind of being thrown in the game. This is not an easy situation for him.
No, as the infield is in. And that'll be another walk for Damian Ruiz.
As he loads the bases here with 1 out.
Speaking of Damian, that's his 28th walk of the season. And well, Tyler LaRue coming up now.
Yeah, Tyler LaRue hasn't had a LaRue night as we call it up here. I mean, we're looking for another home run, but of course, I think we talked about before the game. He's not looking to get a home run. He's just trying to do damage what he can do in the batter's box.
And that's what he told me before the game, and kind of just, you know, during batting practice, he's not trying to swing for the fences because he knows if he tries, then, you know, what's the point? Because then you're just going to be strikeout susceptible and, you know, not being the hitter that he wants to be.
Right. Ball taken on the outside part of the plate. Count moves to 1-0. 1 out here. As Francis fires away. And that ball in the dirt past the catcher. Running over Trent Baker. Sliding in and safe. Overthrow the pitcher as Bryson Evans comes on to score. Slides under tag. Safe. As 2 runners come around to score. As the Larks go up 6-1. And Damian Ruiz moving to third base while he's at it as well.
You know, that was a pretty good call for your first time doing it, you know, kind of on the fly, you know?
Thank you. Try my best.
Other than peeking on the mic because we had to fix it for you,
Yeah.
otherwise it was pretty good. You know, leave some comments what you thought of Nick's call. Not really a broadcaster, but trying to get into it, seeing kind of a test trial, kind of that 30-day free trial that you get with kind of some of the apps that you get. Tried to make you laugh.
That's accurate. Wow. Okay. 2-0 count now, Tyler LaRue. And that ball through the hole as Damian Ruiz will walk it in. RBI single for Tyler LaRue, and the Larks go up 7-1.
And hearing Ken getting ready for the stats, apparently, also while doing the sound here, but 51st RBI, and that's special also.
Yeah, he already broke the 50 mark last night and gained number 51 as he's trying to edge closer to the RBI record, but I think he might be a little ways from it. As Garrett Gruel set in the batter's box here with 1 out. Tyler LaRue on first base. Pitch fouled off the foot of Garrett Gruel. And, you know, after allowing those runs to come around to score, the approach from Francis has to change.
Yeah, and, well, I was about to say, the Pioneers sending some guys out to the pen, getting ready to warm up once again. But now we turn to Francis on the mound, 0-1.
And changeup comes in, taken for strike 2. Lightning off in the distance, as haven't really been a problem so far. Nothing close to make us pause this game and have to move it further on. Count moves 0-2. 1 out, Garrett Gruel. Francis delivers. Ball to the third baseman. Diving play and pops out the glove of the third baseman as Gruel moved to first base. And it'll be recorded as an E5 on the third baseman.
That's a hit. He had to dive for that. But anyway, me and you could go on about who gets errors, who gets hits.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was the transfer. That was the thing. I didn't know if they would count that.
I would have counted that as a hit, but
Hard hit ball. I'd probably give it that. Yeah. As Peyton Evans hits another hard ball, third baseman off the glove to shortstop. Runners all move up a base, and the bases will be loaded here with 1 out.
now that is what I would call an error, because Asensio wasn't ready for it to come whatsoever. But then when it came right to him, he kind of was in a panic. But now the base is loaded, and now coming out is going to be the Pioneers head coach to talk to Reese Francis. And this might be a mound meeting because the Pioneers pitching staff still coming out to, well, I guess we're going to talk to the shortstop. No, it is Asensio. So I guess Ken Winholtz says that it's a base hit, either or. But that'll be a hit for Garrett Gruhl. So Garrett Gruhl turning into an 0-2 night and 1-3 now. But now the attention comes to Michael Asensio. Oh, I guess Peyton Ebbing hit that one. Didn't put in Garrett Gruhl's hit either.
Yeah, so after getting to the announcing part of it, kind of missed a couple hits on the scoreboard, so got it all fixed now. As 7 runs, 7 hits for the Larks. As the trainer comes out, check on the third baseman. And I think we were talking about this earlier, that last name. How do we say that last name?
Asensio?
Michael Asensio. Apologies to your families watching the game. As someone in the stands seems to be keeping track of errors. Don't see that very often, so whoever's doing that, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
We're just going to give it to the catcher because it don't matter anyway.
Yep, and well, now Michael Asensio having to come out of the game. And who's going to come in? Looks like number 17, Griffin Robinson.
And that's a big bat taken out of the lineup for the Pioneers, being the 4-hitter. Had a big double in the second inning, coming around to score, being the only run counted to in this game. I mean, you got kind of beat up over there.
Yeah, 2 plays and right back at him. So Griffin Robinson at third. Well, I guess that's your job. Take over.
Yep. As Cash Benavidez will come up to the bat. Bases loaded here with 1 out, and the game has opened wide up for the Larks. As we're almost batted through the order. Actually, no, we have batted through the order now with Cash Benavidez up to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Reese Francis fires. Takes it for strike 1. Defense situated into a double play situation. Outfield playing more left with the wind blowing towards the left field foul line. And that ball in the dirt for a ball. Gal moving to 1-1. And it feels like this setting, they've just kind of fallen apart. I mean, they kind of lost their mojo, and the Larks are just taking advantage and bouncing on top.
I would agree with you on that. But with Luke Terbeek, his night probably done, 5 innings. He's in another, situation where he gets another win.
Yeah, I mean, move his record to 5-0. 5 starts, 5 wins. That'd be really nice. As Cash Benavidez taking that one for a strike. Count moved to 1-2. They're with 1 out. Benavidez looking to do damage. Steps off.
The Beverage batter tonight not coming through in the beginning of the game like Tyler LaRue did yesterday, but possibly could get it late here as a protecting swing and foul off here by Cash Benavidez.
Yeah, some Larks fans I'm sure would love to see this game get over with sooner while getting a couple drinks on the way out as well. As 1-2 count to Cash Benavidez. Reese Francis trying to bounce back here. Taking a long time as the pitch fired, and that ball through the hole, and a runner will come home to score, and they're going to be sending home Garrett Gruhl. He's going to slide in safe. A 2 RBI single for Cash Benavidez in your 8th Street Liquor batter coming up big in a big spot right there.
Yeah, Cash Benavidez having a single. That is his 13th of the season, but also RBIs make that 11.
And a 2 RBI single driving home Tyler LaRue and Garrett Gruhl. As Brady Evans, who's been hot tonight, a home run and a walk. As now the Now the question is the 10-run rule limit come into play as it would be the 11th run is on first base. If that runner comes around to score, 10-run difference, and you head in the 7th inning, and you got a chance to get out of here early.
Well, since this is a non-conference, this kind of will end whenever, but also at the same time, they want to be in the RMBL. RMBL says that you have to go to at least 7, so possibly that's what we're going to do here if we score to get to 11 here in this inning.
And I'm sure everyone up here in the press box would appreciate a quick game, especially with how busy our schedule is. Larks having a lot of home games towards the end of the year. 5 straight. Today's day 2 of the 5-day bender. As that ball coming over to play for a strike.
Never seen a series or a homestand called a bender, but you know what? It is what it is.
I mean, it's 5 games in a row. I mean, that's...
That one missing on the outside. I guess I'll take my job back from you.
All right.
But it was a good run.
All right.
It was a good run. That one missing on the outside from the pitcher of Reese Francis out of Oakland University. Some lightning south of us, probably in the Shin area or south of Hayes or the K-State Extension class or kind of area down here south of Hayes. Nothing really severe right over here in Larks Park.
And Hayes doing what Hayes does, and that is just avoiding the storms. I mean, they just kind of just goes around us. And
I don't know what the opposite of a vacuum would be, but that is what you would call Hayes weather-wise. Because it seems like Waukene, Ellis, and even Victoria, all the storms go to them, not Hayes. Everyone else in the surrounding area expects storms. If it's coming in Ellis County, you're going to get it.
yeah, and they always seem to get the worst of it, too.
A swing and a miss for Brady Evans, and now makes the count 3-2. Earlier in the game, he picked up his 3rd home run of the season. But now it's 3-2 count, and it's time to protect here. The 3-2 by Francis on the outside. That'll be a walk, and Francis loads the bases. Big Papa at 3rd. Cash Benavides and Beverage Batter tonight at 2nd, and also Brady Evans at 1st. But coming in is Cam Walton out of Texas Southern, a new transfer from New Mexico to Texas Southern. And now coming in will be King Louis.
Cam got to be having a lot of fun out there. I mean, coming in a pinch run for your catcher, Brady Evans 3 times now, or 2 times now. I guess Brady Evans going deep in his first at bat. Bringing up King Louis. Ball taken on the outside as I've taken Caden's job once again as he's working on some of his stats for tonight's game.
Just trying to write into my stat sheet on the door here because we're standing. But the pitch on the outside catches the black, but it looked like it was on the river when the catcher in Freeman caught it. The pitch swing and a foul off. Third baseman Lehman tried to get it when it was fair, but kind of hard when it was halfway down the line before it started changing paths.
Yeah, ball kind of took a weird route there. I don't know how to describe that.
So King Louis down on the count 1-2. When I talked to Luis about this the other day, I was like, do you mind if I call you King Louis? And he smiled big and he said, no, I kind of like it actually. I didn't even ask him. That just came to mind one night. Just called him King Louis, and ever since he's been that for me. But now the count 2-2 between Luis Garcia and Reese Francis at Oakland University. The pitch swing and fouled off by Garcia.
Quality at bat here. Working the count over 5 pitches in this at bat.
A nice guy here in left field, kind of out of play as well. You got white, yellow, and orange and pink, and then you have the dark blue colors and whites as well. You can never go wrong with the sky out at Larks Park on a nice summer evening.
You really can't.
I know that we're only 20, 19, but, you know, speaking of, you know, getting to see this for an entire summer and even our, you know, young lives, probably not looking up at the sky, but, I mean, as long as Frank Leo has done this, I'm surprised that he just never gets tired of this place, and that's probably one of them, is getting the sky and getting to have, you know, a team of players that goes out there and gives it their all. Very competitive, but the sky, the weather, everything just, it's a nice ballpark.
Well, I mean, I think what's kept this organization alive for so long is that every year they seem to make changes throughout the ballpark. I mean, this year we saw the fence on the outside of the ballpark. They turned it into the Larks Park with the Larks logo, Tigers logo, and the Tombstone fence. And then year prior, and this was, of course, part of this year as well, they replaced the outfield fence, foul line fence as well.
A swing and a drive, left power alley, is it gone? And it's off the wall for Trent Baker. It's going to be a 3-run RBI scoring Cam Walton. And the Mafia running the game tonight as Trent Baker gets another stand-up double and 3 RBIs tacked on to it as well.
His second extra base hit of the inning as manager Brandon Nelson heads out to the mound. I mean, this batted around, and we're getting closer to batting around a second time if they keep this up.
I have not done that yet this season where we've gotten twice around. We've done it once, almost done it, really. But, I mean, it is a blowout, so luckily for me, I have 2 extra boxes if we ever go into extra innings. We haven't done that yet. That's the one thing I have not done being a broadcaster and voice of the Larks this season. Do I want to get there? I would love to see it if it's a good game, but seeing batting around twice is another thing I have not seen yet. But here we go, and a new pitcher, so we're going to take a break here on the Larks YouTube channel.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Bryson Evans.
Last night, he was a part of the pitching staff last night, and you have some of the stats for Malazzi.
Yes. Make sure that pitch comes in. Taking for strike one. Jacob Malazzi last night going 1 1/3 innings. No strikeouts, no hit by pitches, 1 walk allowed, no earned runs, and 2 hits. He actually was one of the pitchers that stood out last night. I mean, he kind of slowed the Larks down when he came in, and that's what they really need right now is they're 1 out away from getting out of this rough inning.
That they are. And, well, the Larks have scored 10 this inning.
Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't even believe it. I mean, it's showing 0, but it's really 10.
That was good. That was a good part right there. That was gold.
Thank you.
The 0-2 from Malazzi, a swing and a miss on the sidearm to submarine kind of throw by Malazzi, but nevertheless, the Larks score 10, and they move the lead to 12-1. Here to the top of the 6th we go at Larks Park.
Some cash, Shelby Larks fans. We're going to give away a $75 gift.
It'll be Isaiah Gibbs set to go for the Pioneers, and it seems like they have waited an hour for another chance on the offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, that was a long half inning, 10 runs coming around to score as Tyler Schott will come into the game.
Yeah, speaking of Tyler Schott, I think so. Yes. There we go. Sorry, lots going on here in the press box. But Isaiah Gibbs coming up to the plate, 2-1 between Tyler Schott. Oh, there it is. I'm still amazed at Tyler Schott, and I haven't told him this today or the past couple of days. I'm still amazed at the complete game that he had against the Liberal BJs. Just
Against a lineup like that, too, I mean, I think it shows his true potential in the league.
that one a slider, and not saying it was hanging, but Gibbs was ready for it and takes it early, and that one was fouled down the left field line.
Tyler Schott coming in for Luke Terbeek. Luke Terbeek on the night went 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, no walks, no hit by pitches, 1 earned run off 5 hits. Really took control, and a big night for him as his family's in town here in the U.S. for the first time. I mean, huge moment for him.
And that one on the outside from Tyler Schott, so he'll walk his first at bat with Isaiah Gibbs. As now coming in, Griffin Robinson, the substitute for the Michael Asensio, as I think, Nick, you're looking back at the stats of Tyler Schott.
Yeah, trying to find his last game for.
Might be that one. No, because that was Denver, and that's a little too far. But a pitch in there by Tyler Schott, nevertheless. And so now the count 0-2 in favor of Tyler Schott against Robinson. The 0-2, that one on the river, and a good pitch by Tyler Schott to try and get Robinson to swing.
And wouldn't you know, the last stat paper I had from all the past games is the one I was looking for.
That one a swing and foul off. So why don't you give Tyler stats during that game in the complete game?
Yeah, so against Little BJs, he went 7 innings as they run ruled the BJs. He struck out 8 batters on no walks, no hit by pitches, allowing 1 earned run with 5 hits allowed.
The 1-2, that's on the inside. I think Tyler Schott in what we call in soccer a meg. It went through the legs. I don't know if it did.
Went through the wickets.
Yeah. But there was a opening for the ball to come through, and I think that's what happened because Brady Evans was on the left side of Robinson. This one on the outside, almost a punch out, but the Larks fans really wanting that one.
I wanted that one, wow.
I saw you. You kind of made the punch out move as an umpire would, but sometimes those 50-50 balls kind of hard to call, especially when you know it might be close. The 3-2, this one fouled straight back. Do we need to move the camera? No, we do not. Trying to look over at the guess he trying to look over at Ace's screen over there. Like to poke fun every once in a while, and we're good, I guess. So back to normal operation, the 3-2 on the inside, and that is a looking punch out for Tyler Schott.
And paints the inner part of the plate there for strike number 3.
Well, and Tyler Schott, speaking of records, that's his 40 punch out of the season.
Wow. A huge strikeout right there, number 40 on the season. That is a big milestone.
I think he also leads that category. I might be wrong. Let me try and take a quick look. He does lead. Well, no, he's tied with Jet Lotus now. He's tied with Jet Lotus, so I guess this next punch out, whenever we see it.
The electric Jet Lotus.
And Tyler Schott.
And Tyler Schott, just Tyler Schott.
Just Tyler Schott, just Schotty. The 0-1, swing and a miss on that slider on the inside.
Nasty slider. I mean, that ball almost broke in on his back right leg. I mean, great pitch executed right there by Tyler Schott.
So now the count 0-2 for Tyler Schott. He fires fastball on the inside and just a little bit too inside, but could have been a strike for Brad Halleck, who we see in the dish.
Yeah, we saw Evans set up on the outside part of the plate there, and Ball got away from shot as Evans tried to jump back into the into the inner part of the play and make the catch. Not letting it go by him.
Swing and a miss on the slider by Tyler Schott, and he stands alone at 41 punch-outs on the season at Larks' new best.
And the race for first place starts now, as now we'll have to wait and see what Jet Lotus thinks of that, see how he responds in his next outing.
I think it's Jet Lotus night tonight. I think tonight or tomorrow, but if it's tomorrow night, I talked to Pengelly. That is a nasty 1-2 to throw in Pengelly and also Lotus. But a swing and a miss nevertheless for Tyler Schott. As he comes, sets, he fires. That one, another slider, make it inside, and, well, call it a strike.
I personally call it a strike. That was a great pitch. I just fell into the zone.
Storms on the south part of Hayes, and just a nice night to see some of the thunder clouds and just the lightning in the area out in the outfield. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but just kind of adds flair.
Adds a little character to the ballpark.
Something you kind of get every once in a while. The 1-2 fouled off. It's kind of one of those memes that you've seen as the bad boy falls down, slips on the
Rookie move.
It's kind of one of those memes where you see, you know, the clouds and everything. For a baseball player, it'd be like, I try and make this house a home with the character of the lights and everything. Pitch missing on the outside for Tyler Schott. It evens the count at 2 apiece and even 2 outs. This one on the outside across the river and almost through the woods.
As the count moves to full with 2 outs, runner will be on the move.
Tyler Schott in the driver's seat. He has the 3-2 count, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. A slider, swing and a miss. Tyler Schott, 42 punch outs, back to back to back. But back to back swing and a misses for Schotty. The Larks leading at 12-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Here next on the Larks YouTube channel. It'll be Damian Ruiz set to go against Jacob Malazzi here in the bottom of the sixth. Just need an entire inning. Bottom of the sixth, top of the seventh. As we get ready, Damian Ruiz taking a first pitch strike from Malazzi on that kind of sidearm or even a little bit lower. Not submarine, but pretty close. One of the, I mean, it's kind of hard to pick up really as a batter, especially when, guess that's right on the press box is what I heard.
And
Right above
right
Ken
above Ken.
or even Carson Trail, the radio voice, well, not radio, but streaming voice of the Pioneers and a great colleague out of Stanford. As he looks just straight at us, trying to figure out what happened as well. The 0-2 from Malazzi. On the outside, check swing, not enough. Call it early, but the home plate umpire even went to the bases umpire and Hunter Fitzpatrick, but Fitzpatrick said that it was a no-go. I was hoping that I wasn't too early to the party and have to change it back. A swing, a drive to Robinson, the understudy of Asensio, and that's across the diamond. And that'll be a first out here in the bottom of the sixth.
The third baseman, Tyler
And that brings up
LaRue.
Tyler LaRue. Big RBI single on his last at bat. Really got the rally, really got that whole big fifth inning going, the 10-run fifth inning that just kind of closed the door on this ball game. I mean, opened it, and then once they got 10, they just closed the door and said, that's enough.
So now Tyler LaRue coming up to face Malazzi, takes a first pitch ball that takes the catcher and Freeman to his right and the opposite batter's box. The 1-0, this one just a little bit low from Malazzi.
And something I want to point out earlier in the game, I didn't get a chance to. Tyler LaRue, a true baseball player. I mean, he's dedicated to the game. And after the game last night, I stopped by the gym. And when I was there, as we'll come back to that in a moment,
A deep drive, left field, and that's gone! Tyler LaRue, another home run on the season. As we head to San Francisco one more time, as he ties the home run in a season, I believe. I think it's 16.
His 16th home
I want
run
to say
of the
17.
season.
I think
17,
it's
so
right,
he's
second place for sure. As Ken Winholt says right there,
Larks home run list.
the official second place leader on the Larks home run list.
So now he only needs one more, but wow, what a season for LaRue.
And right on cue too. I mean, I was just about to say, I got after the game last night. I stopped by the gym, and while I was there, I saw a really big dude there. And I looked at him, I was like, man, this guy looks like he plays for the Larks. And wouldn't you know, it was Tyler LaRue. I mean, immediately after the game, he was at Munch Fitness. He was there just trying to improve himself after a great game like he had last night.
Had to get those gains in.
Yes, he did. I didn't see him do any heavy lifting, but he went towards the sauna room. He did some core and everything. I mean, he very dedicated to this game.
Garrett Gruhl, the 0-1, this one in there for a strike. And yes, while I have my phone out, normally I don't, but just to check on the home runs record. A swing, a drive to Robinson to his right. That's in fair territory, and Gruhl stopped running. So
Yeah, they're called foul ball.
no one knew if it was fair or foul.
A tough one to read for an umpire, especially when it hits the ground before it comes over the bag, and then you gotta kind of judge if it's over in midair. Is it over the third base bag, and where it lands really doesn't matter. It matters where it passes the third base bag. Is it in fair territory or is it in foul territory?
The 0-2 by Malazzi. The open stance kicks and fires. A pitch up high to Garrett Gruhl. Here we go. Are we ready? Tyler LaRue. Looking at his stats, number 16, he stands alone. He stands behind Tom Nevin. just one shy of 17 home runs in the 1998 season. But also Johnny Hunter behind him, 1 home run, 15 home runs in 1995.
Wow.
So back to baseball, and not talking about records. Garrett Gruhl now with a 3-2 count between Jacob Malazzi. He fires that one on the outside, but call it strike 3. Catches a little bit of the black, but fools Garrett Gruhl. Kind of that offside, or not offside, but off kind of 3/4 or lower. It's kind of hard to pick up.
Yeah, and with a 12-run lead right now, it's no surprise that that pitch is going to be called a strike. Those 50-50 balls are definitely going to be called right there against you when you're the Larks. So frustrating, but at the same time, you got to understand the situation you're in as a batter.
First pitch to now Peyton Ebbing, a.k.a. Big Papa, takes a ball 1. Funny story about Big Papa and his song. His host family, the Lindenmeyers, I was going to say Lohmeyers, it's Lindenmeyers. The Lindenmeyers, the mom, I don't know her name specifically, but Mrs. Lindenmeyer said that you should go with the song because it'd be funny. I talked to him after he finally picked that song, and he told me that it was his host mom, and I said that that was a good song, and ever since then, he's been called Big Papa.
You know, I've been kind of thinking this thought all season long with his walk-up song and him as a player. You know, small man, big walk-up song. You know,
Well, and
that's I like it. It just fits well.
it fits well, and he plays like he's bigger. Or
Yeah,
he
I mean that's a great way to describe it right there. He plays like he's a massive unit.
Swing on the inside. This one popped up. Malazzi going to get it. But wanting to call him off was Freeman. But that'll be it for the Larks. And, well, we head to the top of the 7th here on the Larks YouTube channel. It'll be Jet Lotus, the closer, if you will, or one of two. I'd say he's closer number one, Dane Pengelly number two, but Jet Lotus coming in after Pengelly. But nevertheless, the 1-2 punch of Jet Lotus and Dane Pengelly lethal. Speaking of Lotus, the 0-1, or 0-0, swinging and a miss. Carson Trail, my buddy and kind of partner in crime in this weekend, as well as you, is that he calls Stanford baseball. Stanford in Oklahoma, which Jet Lotus goes to, played in the spring season, or well, in the spring. This one fouled off by Jake Wegner. He saw Jet Lotus and he knew instantly.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but Jet Lotus, that pitch was so fast, I think he broke his bat. That was the first swing, too. As he had a new bat. Continue on, sorry.
No, you're good. But Carson Trail, when I talked to him before the game, he's like, I thought I saw him. But then he looked it up and he said, yes, I did. I did see Jet Lotus in the spring. And so I turned to him and I said, Jet Lotus is on the mound. And he goes, oh, great. Because he's, cheering for the Pioneers. And this one, a swing and a miss for Lotus.
Get your popcorn ready, folks. I mean, this is a show.
Well, speaking of Jet Lotus, we were just talking about the strikeouts. And, well, Tyler Schott has one more above Lotus. And Lotus could tie it here tonight.
And what's Lotus's innings pitch compared to Schott's? Just curiosity.
Tyler Schott has pitched 26 and a third, and then Jet Lotus 19 and a third so far, but 19 and 2/3 now. Almost the same amount of innings and just blowing guys away.
Oh, wow, he's just so fun to watch. He's a treat for all Larks fans. I mean, he's just done some great stuff this season, and I'm hoping when he goes back to Oklahoma, this translate over because he has so much potential at the big league levels.
The 0-2 by Lotus. This one, a ground ball. The catch, Benavidez to his right and throws across the diamond. A good stretch by Gruel. Once again, switching over to first base. But now the Larks needing just one out with the Lightning sprinkling over right field.
And a great job by Jet Lotus actually covering behind first base on that. He sprinted over there and got over there just in case of an overthrow by Cash, but Cash getting the guy out first on the good stretch by Garrett Gruel.
So now coming in will be the catcher, Trevor Freeman, the 9-hole hitter tonight. Lotus coming set, he fires. This one just a bit low from Jet.
And just kind of watching, I'm trying to time to see where the hitter's gotta, at what point does he gotta say, all right, commit to a swing? Because it's coming in so hot.
I don't know.
My hands aren't quick enough.
I don't know what the difference between Jet Lotus's fastball and Mike Cruz's fastball, but I would love just to see a bullpen. Not get in front of the in the batter's box, because I don't think I could do it.
Full gear, protection everywhere, and I'll sit I'll sit where the umpire does, and I'll have my boy Peyton Ebbing just be a wall for me, and don't mess up.
Don't mess up. Speaking of don't mess up, the count in favor of Jet Lotus as he has the 1-2 count, 2 outs, and now has Trevor Freeman, the catcher who is 0 of 2 in 9-hole tonight. This one, a swing and fouled off. Fans thought it was the end of that for Freeman and the end of the line for the Pioneers, but another life for Freeman here in the at-bat.
As Cal moves to 1-2, 2 outs here.
Jet Lotus getting some claps from the fans. The 1-2. This one a ground ball to King Louie. He goes to his left to Garrett Gruel. Make that 30 wins on the season for your Hayes Larks.
Put it on the board. Win number 30. What a milestone for these boys.
Yeah, you can put that on the board as well as let's go Birds, as Jet Lotus would say. So 30-6 on the year And the Larks move to another win. The Pioneers 26-12. We'll do this all over again tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So join us here later tomorrow night. That'll be it for Caden Sanders alongside me, Nick Helgett, and even Ace Newberger. As we say so long, the Larks picking up another victory, 13-1 here tonight at Larks Park.
Lewis Automotive Group, 4445 Hayes. Caden, it is yours.
All right, where's Tyler LaRue?
Yeah! Let's go, baby. Mr. Lark, Mr. Lark.
Tyler, we talked about it when, we were doing batting practice, but you're not trying to hit for season home runs, but talk to me about getting that one over and being just too shy of claiming your own.
It was a nice one to have. I mean, 2 away, not too hard. Got 8 games left. Definitely doable. Yeah.
All right, you have a couple more games here at Larks Park. Talk to me about the last couple of games this season.
They've been a ton of fun. We've been graceful to play well, so hopefully the crowd keeps coming out and it'll listen to like Wichita. Hoorah!
Keep the microphone.
I'm not getting the records.
Thank you, Coach. But then I got another interview. Sorry, Andy. Larks fans, before I interview the next one, I want you to give a round of applause for Luke's family. All right, Luke. What does it mean to you to have your family here in America for the first time and see you play?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
What is it like to have your family here, especially being, their first time in America?
It's a real blessing. I haven't been able to pitch in front of them for like about 4 years. And I'm not going to lie, I was the most nervous I've been in 4 years, that first inning and the second inning. But after that, everything turned out pretty well and got into a groove and got it done.
It's funny that you said you had nerves. The first 2 batters, you punched them out looking. But also talk to me about their trip coming in to America and also getting back here in Hayes Lake.
Yeah, that was kind of that kind of didn't work out the way we wanted it. They were supposed to fly into Atlanta from Germany and then fly to Kansas City. Unfortunately, there were some things going on in Germany, so they got delayed. And they ended up flying into Wichita, and they came in last night around like 3:30 a.m. So I didn't get to bed until 4:30 a.m. And it's been a day, that's for sure.
All right, well, thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you, Ace.